Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of NoDQ&A Video, the official Q&A video series for NoDQ.com. We are coming off Monday Night Raw from London, England. We have Extreme Rules coming up soon. Got a lot of questions here, so let's get right down to it. First one today comes from Patrick Cullen. Hey Aaron, what did you think about John Cena versus Ryback at Extreme Rules for the WWE Championship? I can't see John Cena losing the title so early, which would mean another loss for Ryback at a pay-per-view. They promoted this guy as a monster and a wrecking machine, but so far all he does is malfunction at the big shows. This is a problem that WWE has when you don't have enough main event superstars. When you don't push guys to the top, you're stuck with having to go with somebody like Ryback, who you haven't exactly been building up to be a credible opponent for John Cena. And the thing is, too, WWE knew months ago that they were going to do John Cena versus Ryback. The whole Royal Rumble thing was a tease because the plan was for after WrestleMania to have John Cena feud with Ryback. So that was a plan that was going back several months. Yet WWE kept having Ryback lose on pay-per-view. And I mentioned it before, the finish at WrestleMania with Ryback and Mark Henry. I mean, what were they thinking there? It made Ryback look terrible, and he's the guy that you're building up to be John Cena's challenger. And then, of course, you have this whole issue with their pay-per-view match. Who's going to win? I mean, it is too soon for John Cena to lose the title. But then again, do you really want to have Ryback lose yet again when you're trying to build him up? And I don't think that this is going to be the only match of their feud. It's the first match, and they need Ryback and John Cena as the top feud right now. So what do you do? This is also a problem with the pay-per-view concept. Extreme Rules is a themed pay-per-view where all the matches have some sort of stipulation. So if they're doing just a regular match, then they could do some sort of screw job finish, like Ryback gets disqualified or something, and that could set up a return match. But here, if you're going to do a stipulation match, then you have to have a clear-cut winner. So I don't know what WWE is going to do here, but they really did back themselves into a corner and didn't think things out, I think, well enough. Because, in an ideal situation, Ryback should have gotten a lot of big wins and then, not have an Extreme Rules pay-per-view as their first match. Have their first match be a standard match, and then you could have some sort of screw job finish to build up to a rematch, and in that rematch, you could have a stipulation. That would be the logical way to go, but this is WWE we're talking about. All right, this one comes from Scott John Cope. With what Teddy Long has been doing behind Booker T's back, do you think that this is a sign of Teddy Long going heel and trying to get Booker T's job? The original plan here was actually for Booker T to be the one that turned heel. WWE wanted to have Booker T turn heel after WrestleMania, and I guess somebody figured out that this was a bad idea. Nobody wants to boo Booker T. It would be a bad idea to turn him heel. So Teddy Long is the guy that they're going to go with. They're going to have Teddy Long turn on Booker T and do this whole storyline between the two of them. Which, you know what, I'm fine with. Teddy Long's been a happy-go-lucky babyface for almost a decade now, and it's something different. So, I'm fine with it. I just hope that it doesn't end up with Teddy Long as the heel GM, and we're going through that whole storyline again. But I do like this idea of having Teddy Long trying to get power back from Booker T and the little feud between the two of them. So I'm fine with it. All right, this one comes from Alex Andre. Hey Aaron, great show. If John Cena and Undertaker match ended up taking place at WrestleMania, who would win? Please answer in video. I've talked about this time and time again. I feel that nobody should end Undertaker's streak. The only exception would be if you have somebody who the company is going to be pushing as the future, a guy that you're certain will be carrying the company in the years to come. If you don't have that guy, then the streak should not end under any circumstances. And I think John Cena ending Undertaker's streak would be a complete disaster. And you talk about negative feedback for John Cena beating The Rock at WrestleMania. If John Cena beat The Undertaker, I really do think people might actually riot. Undertaker's streak is the one thing that is really special to WWE fans. And every year at WrestleMania, that's the match that people are looking forward to the most. Undertaker's streak is something special. So I don't think it should end, and especially not end to somebody like John Cena, who doesn't need it. John Cena does not need to end the Undertaker streak. There's just no good reason to do that. All right, this one comes from Michael Cornett. Hey Aaron, I was watching the history of WrestleMania a few days ago, and Triple H said he doesn't ever think the streak will end. I already pretty much talked about this, but you also mentioned another point here. Do you think the streak will ever end? I personally don't. Maybe a reverse of fortune match. If Undertaker wins, he has to retire. What do you think? That is an interesting match concept. I've never heard anybody mention that before, and perhaps for good reason. If it was me, I would not officially announce Undertaker's retirement. I think it's best to just let him quietly fade off into the sunset. Don't announce that he has to retire if he wins a match or if he loses a match or whatever. I just don't think it should be done. I think Undertaker should just quietly retire and not make a huge deal out of it. All right, this one comes from Blake Sandmayer. Hey Aaron, with WWE posting an article called "Does the Shield Need a Mystery Member?" Do you think WWE is teasing for the Shield adding another member to its stable, and do you think it would be a good idea? And also, what would it be? Please answer in video. I've talked about this before. In my opinion, the Shield should just stick to 3 guys. Things are working really well with the Shield right now, and I don't see a point in adding a 4th guy other than giving that guy a rub off of being part of the Shield. But I think the Shield is best off sticking as 3 guys, and the Shield has been a trio now for over 6 months, and I think it should stay that way. I think it's a bad idea to add a 4th member unless you're really desperate to try to get another guy over by having him associated with the Shield. But I think it's best staying at 3. And by the way, I think that's just a website storyline by WWE or an article to try to generate traffic. I don't really think that's going to amount to anything, but we'll see. All right, this one comes from Ashley Sinclair Hind. Hey Aaron, do you think the UK will ever host another Big 4 pay-per-view in the near future, and possibly give Wade Barrett a big push to make a big pop like the British Bulldog at SummerSlam? People keep asking me time and time again about WWE doing another UK-only pay-per-view, and there's that whole time delay issue. And to be honest, if WWE was going to do another UK pay-per-view, they would have done it by now. The fact that they haven't says something. It says that they don't want to go that route, and it's just too much of the U.S. is still their main market, so it would be really difficult to pull that off with the time zone differences, and I guess they just don't feel it's financially worth the risk. And as far as Wade Barrett goes, I mean, even if WWE did do a UK pay-per-view again, I don't think that they would seriously give him a push. I mean, typically WWE in this day and age, the guy loses in his hometown. So WWE doesn't really do a very good job of pushing the hometown guys or the home country guys, unfortunately. I mean, that was a really special moment when the British Bulldog won, but I mean, that is something rare in WWE and wrestling in general. I mean, you rarely get to see the hometown guy go over in this era. All right, this last one today comes from Adam Woodbridge. I've heard that the 6-man tag match from last night's Raw was fantastic. What do you think? And somebody else also asked me what I thought about the Shield's entrance with the helicopter. I thought the match was great. It was definitely one of the best free TV matches of the year so far, no doubt about it. The only thing I would have done differently is I would have had the Undertaker be the guy to take the fall. I think that would have done even more for the Shield, but you know what? That's just nitpicking. I think WWE's done a tremendous job with the Shield. Of all the things that WWE's been doing lately, I think that the one thing that they've really done right is how they've pushed the Shield. I mean, they've done a tremendous job, and wow, what a shocker! You have guys win matches and they get over. What a shocking concept! But it just goes to show you it works when you have guys win matches, people buy into them, and the Shield gets big pops at every show they're at. And when I was at the Rumble, back at the Rumble, I mean, they got a big pop, and they got a big pop at the SmackDown that I was at 2 nights later. I mean, people take the Shield seriously, and that's because WWE has been protecting them and pushing them hard and giving them big wins, making them credible faces in the ring. And as far as the helicopter entrance, I thought that was a nice little touch to add to it. But the fact is, that was actually that was actually not something that they had planned. What happened was the Shield was competing at another event the same day, and they had to get back to Raw in London, so they had to actually take a helicopter to make the show in time. So that's kind of funny how that came about. But you know, it was a really cool touch, and I don't know if they're going to do it again, but you know, it was just something unique for the Shield to do. And I mean, it wasn't the first time somebody came down in a helicopter. I think Sting did it back in the late '90s, but it was very cool to see. So yeah, I'm really happy with how WWE's been pushing the Shield. Alright, that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Trying to reach 30,000 subscribers by June 1st, so just please keep spreading the word. Facebook, Twitter, word of mouth, whatever you can do. And I apologize for that Noah Donish video with the Dairy Queen. By the way, that was in fact a staged video. We didn't actually go to a Dairy Queen and prank a bunch of people. That particular Dairy Queen was closed, and you know, Noah and I were talking about the Jim Cornette incident, and we just decided to do a little reenactment of it. And you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to throw it up on YouTube or not, because I knew that most people would not like the video. But what I did was I posted it on Facebook, and you know, just as a little test run to see how people would react. And everybody on Facebook loved it. I mean, it got a lot of likes, and all the comments were positive. So I said, what the hell, I'll just throw it up on YouTube. And sure enough, everybody hated it. But whatever, can't win everybody. And it was just a one-time thing. You know, we're not going to be doing this on a regular basis. We're staying serious here on the YouTube channel. But thank you guys for all your support and for sticking around and putting up with all the bullshit every now and then. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time for NoDQ&A video.